This is my cell with the desk. Okay.
All right.
And he said something about how you get into phones.
Everybody should have
I want to do some
an
money.
agenda, a schedule of activities, and a reminder sheet. If you don't, then that means Bernadette failed. So that way we can kind of all stay in touch. First off, welcome. Thank you for coming tonight. I know the weather's not the best, but we had a really great turnout for our lunch meeting, and it's a good turnout again tonight. This is our last meeting, the last team captain meeting, right? I'm not sure if I'm excited about that or nervous, but this is the time that we really come together and make sure that we have any questions you may still have. We're here to answer. We want to make sure that we cross the T's and dot the I's, and that we're ready for relay in 11 days. That just throws me away, 11 days. Before I get into the agenda, and as we go through this, please feel free at any time to ask any questions, raise your hand. It's not a professional, but I wanted to personally extend a thank you from me as the event lead this year for just the hard work, the dedication, not only from the leadership team, from the team captains, and everybody who's been involved, whether you've been involved since our kickoff or if you're a new team just coming in last week. This is such a humongous effort to put on this event. The cause, we're all attached to it for some reason or another, we wouldn't be here. And what we've done this year is just phenomenal. It's just, I can't even explain it. But certainly it was a team effort and everybody pulling together, as we always do as a community when the cause is right. And this is definitely the right cause. But it's been a great ride. It's certainly not over by any means. It's been an exciting year. We've broke some records already this year. We'll continue to do so. And I think our event will once again be one of the top in the state and continue to turn some heads in our division as well. So for me personally, thank you for everything that you've done to make this event a success. So let's give you a little update. We had, as of today, 96 teams registered. Now that is phenomenal. And for me that might have been relaying with us a while, I understand that, we used to hear the 130, the 140 teams. The restructuring and the way we do teams is why 96 is very significant. There's so many of our teams that used to be classified as multiple teams, maybe 4 and 5, or now just 1, the way we do it. So 96 teams is still pretty phenomenal. What you need to look at is the number of participants registered. That we're on track for. So we have over 1,400 people registered to participate. So that's phenomenal. The other thing that just blows me away is we have $190,000 already posted online. I tell you, after the lunch meeting today, after what we collect tonight, that's not even close. I know we're well past that. Well past that. So that's another thing that's got me excited. I know there's some teams out there that are holding their money because it's competitive things. They laughing in the bag because they don't want nobody to know how well they've done, But it'll get here. But this, as far as dollars raised year to date, we're so far ahead of the game. So we know all the sneaky money is going to come in. Bank night's going to be tremendous. And of course, the event night, we're at over $100,000 event night type event. Last year we did $135,000 event night. No other events do that kind of money on the event night. That just goes to show you the type of community support we get with over 10,000 people that come to visit our event. So again, thank you very much for that. Sponsorship. Our sponsorship goal this year was $60,000. Last year it was 50, and we exceeded goal. This year, as you can see, we have $87,000 now.
It's 92 now because I just gave you a $5,000 check.
$92,000 in sponsorship. That is just crazy. That is phenomenal. So exciting. And that's including money collected, committed, as well as our in-kind, our media sponsors, and that stuff. So, you know, that alone, you guys need to give yourself a big hand for that. Educational signs are still available. These are the signs that you see around the track, and you just want hanging around. They're $100. Remember, any of these signs that you sell go toward your team total as well as sponsorship does now. So you can turn educational sign money in as late as bank night, and we'll still get them a sign made and put out on the track. So the signs are pre-made, so all we do is actually just get the logo or the name of the company that sponsored it and plaster it to the sign. So don't be scared to take, if somebody says, hey, what can I do to help? Say, how about an educational sign for $100? You know, last week somebody asked me that same question. She said, well, how about $200? I said, no, we don't take it. No, took it 200. So, you know, it's an easy sell. So those are still available to do up until bank night, which is next Wednesday, by the way.
Right.
I wanted to talk, and listen, guys, I'm going to go through this relatively quick. Stop me if you have a question, because otherwise I'm just going to go. I want to let you know, I don't know if anybody here made our Survivors celebration that we had a couple of weeks ago. You know, Survivors coming, they can bring one guest. It was a phenomenal celebration. It was just fantastic. Again, we changed a few things up. That just kind of seems to be what we do. We're being about change. We like tradition too, but change is good. It was a phenomenal event. I want, you know, hats off to Susie Knight and her committee and all of our leadership team and everybody else that volunteered to make that a really special night for our survivors. I think it's really, really important that we continue to do that. Another area, you guys remember the VIP challenge that I put out a few months ago. It did exactly what I thought it would do. And our online fundraising is double what it was this time last year. We have over 70 people, probably close to 75, 80 people that went online and raised at least $100 and got themselves classified as a VIP. And most of them did what I thought they would do and raised a lot more than $100. There's a lot that did a little less than that, but our VIP level is $100. So the way I look at it is, you guys just really, really want to drink some purple Kool-Aid. Really get you excited. That's what we'll be serving in the VIP tent. The bracelets are yellow, glow in the dark, the VIP bracelets. You're going to get those for your team when you come to bank night. We'll be handing those out, and we'll go over bank night stuff in a little while. So we have the list of anybody on your team that made it. You don't have to worry about contract that. Ed tracks that through. One of those great things that he does. So, but yeah, that's done really good. We're going to have about, last count, about 25 visitors from other events coming to see us this year. These are people within our state, people in our division, and national that are coming to Terrebonne's event once again to see what it is that we do that's so special down here that just causes all the crazy. Try to tell them it's just something in the water. But so if you're at the event and someone walks up to you and says, "Hey, how you doing? I'm from Alabama." They might have a little questionnaire. They might be asking you. Don't hold the fact that they're from Alabama against them. You can if you want to. But you know, they may be asking a few questions about your participation or how did you become involved with relay. So just feel free to talk to them. They're not the press, so they might be. They have some out there. Publicity update. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a great article in What Now. They covered the region basically. They talked about Terrebonne, South Lafourche, Thibodeau, Morgan City, and maybe one other event. But a really great article in What Now. It's also available online if you're an online techie kind of person. If you're and Gumbo has a one-page article specifically about the Terrebonne event. So these are free. They're actually downstairs. That's where I got mine. And please feel free to stop by and pick it up and just read a little bit about it. So we got our exposure out from print media. The Courier ads are going to be out tomorrow and Sunday, advertising our event. Billboards are already up. Banners are going up sometimes tonight.
You
We're
got
done
this.
here?
The banners are going up.
Yeah, they're going up. Then we also have a spot on HTV Tuesday night, a little 7 minutes, little spot that they do. And then we're just waiting on our radio promo for one morning next week through our media sponsor. So we're getting the blitz out, getting the word out. Before I go into entertainment and activities, I'm going to tell you a few things a few changes that you're going to see different for our event. We've developed a team called the Road to Relay. I can change the name every time I say it. I need to write it down.
Whatever you
Or
want
how
it
to
to be.
get to relay or relay, I don't know what it's called. We've developed a team that's going to go out Saturday morning, and the main thoroughfares, like at the 182 and Highway 90 and the 311 and Highway 90 coming into town, they're going to go out and they're going to put out banners that say exit here for Relay for Life Terrebonne Parish. Then they're going to give them a virtual map. Basically, when you get off the exit, there'll be a little sign, relay that way. Then maybe a mile later, they'll have another sign. Yes, you're heading to the right place. And we'll bring them all through Barrow and down 311. As they get closer to the Civic Center, the signs are going to get more frequent and maybe bigger and brighter until they finally show up at the event. So we're going to have that's what it's called, map to relay team that's going to go out. If you have anybody on your team that's available Saturday morning that would like to participate with that team to disperse out and help get that done, have them at the Civic Center at about 8 o'clock Saturday morning. And we're gonna go get that out there. It's the first time we've ever done it. We do Paint the Town Purple, which is the
Thursday.
Thursday night before relay, right? At 5 o'clock downtown in the Court Square.
Bring your scissors.
Bring scissors. And we put up purple ribbons all over the place, and the town, the city, the parish, I should say, proclaimed that weekend as Relay Weekend, and encouraged everybody in the parish on Friday to wear purple. And so that's going to happen in addition to our map to relay deal going on. So that's something new and exciting. These are the things I dream of 3 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep. Okay, let's do this. That sounds fun. So we got that going on. Another change, this is really important for especially returning teams, because this is going to kind of blow you away a little bit. Okay, so pretend I'm the Civic Center, big building, right? And there's the road going out to Barrow on each side. This is the front of the Civic Center where the breezeway is. This road will be blocked off. You will not be able to come into the event on this road. What we want to do is encourage people, and we have signage to do this, for them to come in on the library side, turn, come under the breezeway. That breezeway is going to bring them right to Relay Central, which is our grand entrance. That's going to be a drop-off point for survivors, where somebody will be able to drive up, drop a survivor off. We're going to have a team out there that's going to help these survivors get to the survivors tent. And it's also a great place to drop off elderly visitors that might be coming, because the parking, as you know, is crazy. So you can drop people off that need to be dropped off, and then someone can park and walk back to the event. So we're making a true drive-through. You'll be able to exit out of that if you have to, if you get caught up in the event in some kind of way, which I don't know how you would be. But there will be a patrol car there. So our only entrance is going to be there. Of course, you can come in from any side of the event. You don't have to come through Relay Central. We encourage you to do so. But that's something new that you might want to make sure your teams know about, because they're so used to being able to come in and do that. We'll block that off and have a true drop-off and a true entrance inside the event. Any questions so far? All right, let's talk about activities. You should have the schedule of activities in front of you. We start loading the event in probably Thursday. The bigger tents that Mr. Renee's bringing in, the stage, things like that, may start arriving Thursday. Friday for sure. I know that the stage is coming, production is coming, and we're going to really set up a good bit on Friday. But if you're not set up by Friday evening, maybe you have a smaller team, small tent, maybe you put up your own tent, maybe have something special you need to bring on Saturday. We're gonna be there at 8 o'clock Saturday morning, so feel free to come in and start setting up. We really would like to have everybody set up by mid-afternoon. There's no reason why we should have any team, unless they just don't know, showing up at 4 o'clock trying to set up, 4 or 5 o'clock event, not an event this size. We'll do everything we can to help you. If you bring your tent on Friday, Mr. Renee will bolt it down. If you are there and your tent has not been bolted down and you see anybody walking around with vinyl product shirt on, stop them and say, I need my tent bolted down. They're gonna come bolt it. We paid them to do that. So don't be shy. Get your tent bolted down, especially if you're setting up on Friday. Because they do blow away, if you know it or not. So we almost lost one a couple of years ago over the Home Courier building. So you can set up. So Saturday morning, if you're not completely set up, or you gotta come finish up starting at 8 o'clock, set up all day. At 3 o'clock, team registration begins. Now this is different as well. You used to go register your team in the Civic Center. This year, you're gonna register in Relay Center, not in the Civic Center. So that's the main entrance tent. You can't miss it. I forget what color it is.
It's red, white.
Red, white, and blue, patriotic tent, and of course in the evening you can't miss it because we have special lighting and all that going on in that tent. So you'll be able to definitely tell where the entrance is. That's where you register your team. All vehicles have to be off the track by 4 o'clock. We've got to get everybody out. By 4 o'clock, this place is already crowded. So I'd really like to have them out sooner. But 4 o'clock is when we'll make our last final pass through, make sure everybody's vehicles are out. At 3 o'clock, we have a jazz ensemble. It's not on your activity list, that just came up today. At 3 o'clock, we'll have some jazz playing on stage. So you have music the whole time that you're finishing up your setup and, you know, getting ready for your night. And then at 4:30, Southern Cross will start playing. Okay, Southern Cross has been our opener now for years. They do a great job. At 5 o'clock, we'll have our opening ceremonies. That's when we'll have our parade of teams. Every team that has a banner, and hopefully all of you do, your banner picture for the judging will take place on Butterflies and Fight Lane, which is the street closest to Barrow Street, right? Okay, now remember, we have streets now. The 4 sides of our event, those streets got sponsored, so there's a name to every street. So that's Butterflies and Fight on the end. Ed's going to take a picture of your team and your banner. You don't have to waste a lot of time waiting for the judges to look at it. Those pictures will be electronically sent to where the judges are. They're going to judge these sitting at a laptop. We take too much time trying to get things done, and it just slows everything down. So don't stress about this. If you take 1 or 2 laps with your banner, he's going to get your picture, and it'll go for the judging. There'll be a photographer on site starting at 3 o'clock that can take your team pictures. Her name is Wendy Badron. You won't be able to miss her. She's a little short girl with a great big camera. So when you're ready to take your team pictures, get in touch with her. Are we doing them in any special place or just kind of coming as come through? Probably she's going to probably be mostly around the stage, but she'll take team pictures until 7 o'clock. So we start the auction that night. So please be sure to get your team pictures taken. If you want copies of those pictures, she'll be selling them post event. I think it's like $6, and half of that comes back to the event. She's just trying to cover her cost for the film or whatever. So you can buy team pictures. If you're doing any of the food competition, please be sure that your item is in the Civic Center at 6 o'clock. They'll judge that around 6:30. Remember, just only bring a little small portion. Don't bring a big old platter. We just hate to see it go to waste. The judges are just going to take a taste of it. So, and then at 6:30 is kind of a busy time. That's kind of when things will really start to kick in. You know, the campsite judging begins. You don't have to do anything for that other than the decoration campsite. The judges will walk around, they will judge the campsite, and we'll announce the winners that night. They'll start doing the food judging at 6:30. We will introduce our relay pageant winners, do a quick intro with them. We're going to have our relay idol winner perform, and then our dancers of hope are going to form, each one song. Okay, and we're gonna get that done before 7 o'clock. It's really, really important that we start our survivor ceremony on time. This is really what this is all about. All these other things are fun and keep people active, but we really need to make sure that we take care of our survivors. So we don't want them standing out on that track for longer than they need to. So at 7, we're going to start our cancer survivor ceremony. We'll have a ACS Cancer Resource Center presentation, and we'll have a message from a survivor. And then we will do our butterfly release, and then we'll do our first lap. Butterflies are still available, $6. Do butterflies in flight, connection butterfly. Okay. And hopefully everybody has sponsored a survivor so that everybody gets a butterfly. We'll make sure that they do. But you can buy a butterfly and say, I want to make sure that the survivor gets that butterfly. Or you can buy one for yourself, or you can buy 3 or 4, it doesn't matter. But we'll do that release, and then we'll start our laps. So we'll have a cancer survivor lap, survivor with family lap, our caregiver lap. And after that, our second band will start to play once you're at 7:30, our live auction begins, right at 7:30, hopefully. For teams that want to put in a live auction item, remember 2 things. Number 1, it has to be worth at least $100. Actually, 3 things. You can only put in 1 item, and you have to have your auction item form taped to your auction item. If it's not something you want to tape to, please, before you just drop it off at the stage, make sure somebody from committee takes it from you and knows what it is. Because if these forms blow away and we auction off that item, we don't know what team it's for. In the worst case, I may not even know what it is. So I may not be able to auction it. I'll try. I'll sell anything. But so please be sure that that form is taped to your auction item. Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me an idea what would be a good auction item to buy?
You know, we have everything from, I've auctioned off a generator to somebody's purse,
A Vera
Vera Bradley purse,
Those paddles one year.
paddles. Now, you know, again, we kind of watch, like one year we had way too many. What happens if you have multiple items of the same kind? The first time you auction it off, you get $300-400 for it. By the time you get to the 5th one, you're lucky you get $100. But I don't know, anything LSU, anything Saints, it goes well.
What about barbecue gas grill?
Gas grill would do well. I don't think we get a lot of those.
Okay.
You know, something like that. Just be sure it has a value of at least $100. We've had some smaller handmade items that people probably put a lot of their hard work into. And we start that auction off at $100, and the next thing you know, I'm lucky if I can get $20. It takes time, and the team's not really doing well off of it. So keep that in mind. The luminary ceremony starts at 9, as it has in the past. This is the only thing on the agenda that I will not start on time if we're not ready. Lights off, radios off, children gathered, generators off, so we don't have too many of those, if any at all, and everybody's ready. This is the only thing on this agenda that I just refuse to start until we're ready, because it's such a special ceremony, it's such a special part of our event, that it's worth waiting an extra 5 or 10 minutes to have somebody run to somebody's campsite and say, hey, please turn your lights off, please turn your sound down. Okay, so but we'd like to start on time if we can. There's a possibility that someone at around 8:30 is going to come to your campsite and hand you a lighter. It's not to light your barbecue pit or cigarette. It's to help us light luminary candles. We have over 3,000 luminary bags to light. So we pass these lighters out to about every other campsite. You may or may not be chosen. If you're not chosen and you have a lighter and you want to walk out and start lighting candles, feel free to do so. But as soon as you're handed that lighter, go start lighting candles. Because we start passing them around 8:30. By the time they're all lit and we're ready to go, it's 9 o'clock. These candles last several hours, but we want to get them lit. So don't be surprised if somebody walks up to you and says, hey, here's a lighter for you. So you'll know what to do with it. We'll do our luminary ceremony. It'll be followed by our fireworks as usual. We have a few other surprises for you as well for that ceremony. I hope you really you will get to see it. So I'm really excited about that, but I'm not letting the cat out of the bag. And then we'll kind of go into the rest of our night, guys. We're going to go into our Mr. Relay Beauty Contest at 11. Highly encourage you to get someone on your team, some guy to dress up as a lady and come participate. It's a lot of fun. We won't hurt them too bad. And it's an audience participation thing. So we'll play songs, they'll dance, we'll see who gets the best cheers. Most of the time we'll wind up with 2 at the end and we'll do a little dance off. But it's a lot of fun, and it gets the crowd into it. And then at 11:30, our Relay Madness, which used to be our Midnight Madness, same thing. Kids and adults run around the lap. They get a ticket for every lap they pass. They come by and then we pull for prizes. Teams, if you have dual prizes for Relay Madness, when you check in, go ahead and drop your prizes off. These are little prizes, caps, t-shirts, simple things. Maybe relay stuff that you get that you win at these meetings, anything. Like I said, it's primarily a kid event, but you have adults that participate, but you're not looking at $25 gift cards here. You're talking about just some simple things. Kids love it. If kids stay, guess who else stays?
Person paying the bills.
So, with closing ceremony being at midnight, now, we believe that we can have a good, strong, impactful event from opening ceremony to closing. We're no longer trying to push to 2 a.m. This event's going to actually end at 1. But at closing, when we have a true closing ceremony, and we're going to be able to announce to everybody there our dollars raised. We're going to be able to give our prizes away for all of the judging and appreciate our sponsors and all the other things that we need to do at closing ceremony. It's going to be awesome. Last few years, we just haven't been able to do that. We're trying to push to that 2 a.m. and it just hasn't worked. Any questions about activity? I think it's really, really important to share this back with your teams. And I suggested at lunch, you get a couple of copies of this and take them up in your campsite. Because we all get so busy. And we're running our booths and we're selling burgers and dogs and nachos and face painting and all those things that we do. And we forget, oh man, I want to go up there for the Mr. Relay. Or, I want to go listen to the Young Gun Band. Or whatever it is. But if you have this handy, you can refer back to know what's going on. The other thing that we're doing different this year is we're going to have some electronic reminders as well. We have 2 MCs that will be emceeing our event, so I don't have to be up on stage all night. You don't have to listen to me meander on. But also in Relay Central, we're going to have 2 big screen TVs with all of this information rolling and being updated as needed, right? So scheduled activities, maybe even some announcements, some sponsorships. If you're a sponsor, that'll be rolling on there. We have another couple of places that we're going to also hope to have that showing as well, but I'm not going to let that cat out the bag yet either. So there's going to be a lot of electronic production stuff added to the event this year that we've never seen before. Speaking of which, we are going to be doing a full electronics production run-through Friday night at 8 o'clock. We've never done this before. Kind of winged it and hope it all worked. But we have stuff going on this year. We're going to do that. If you're at the event at the Civic Center, 8 o'clock Friday night, setting up your tent or just happen to be there, and you see what's going on, mum's the word, right? It's okay if you see it, but don't spread the word. We really have some surprises for our participants and our teams this year. So that's going to be Friday night. All right, no questions on activity.
Real quick while I'm thinking about it, if anybody signs up for the text messaging, I'm also going to try to have those reminders of when things are starting so that you'll get them right before they start.
Yeah, so sign up for
Sign up
that.
for that,
You
and
go online,
it's my 3rd meeting today, and I don't remember hearing about
because I
it.
just thought about it. It's online. Just go
It's
online.
online.
If you go to the website, there's an SMS, which stands for text messaging. You send a text message to, it's been there. We just don't
You
have
can
it.
post instructions on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Put us a link on Facebook.
You still get it?
It is.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you did it, because I don't, but I
still get
get.
Yeah, you
So
text
it's on our app
message,
from last year?
same as the same one.
That's cool, I'm good.
So you send a text to 3971
3971.
and your name to 22723. It's on the website.
He's putting that
Just
on
go on the
Facebook for
website,
us.
get that information, sign up, and all night long, all these activities and things, you'll get a text. That's what's going on, so that's pretty cool. All right. Logistics, I told you about, the production run through. I told you about blocking off the street. Garbage. Garbage is always an issue. So we met earlier this year, we went back to the people that provide the personnel for it. We met with the Civic Center and said, what's the problem? Why can't we get the trash picked up? We found out that some of it's our fault. We get these two big dumpsters and we park them as far away from the event as we can, right? Because no one wants to have that next to their tent, and I don't blame them. But guess what? These guys fill up their little garbage bin, guess what they have to do? They'll walk all the way out there and jump, and by the time they get back, they're full. They can't make the rounds fast enough. So we're gonna place these dumpsters on two different sides of the event this year, maybe a little closer, but not right on anybody. And we increased the number of people picking up garbage about 2, so we went from 4 to 6. And we're gonna give them less to walk to dump their little bins. We're gonna have boxes. We're encouraging all the teams to bring your own. Bring your own box, bring your own garbage can. We will provide the bags. We have plenty bags. What we're gonna do this year, kind of go along the same theme as having these streets, you're gonna have an address, okay? So the garbage man will come to your house. All you gotta do is take the bag out when it's full, or before it gets too full and it's overflowing, tie it up, set it right outside your campsite. Garbage man will come pick it up. Put you a new bag in your can. It's easy as that. So bring receptacles. We're going to try to provide what we can, but we'll absolutely provide the bags. And the bag will fit anything from a small thing to huge. So they'll fit small ones up to people that bring the big drums. So they'll fit all that. But just kind of monitor that yourself. And if you don't mind, just close your bag up and set it aside. They'll come get it. They'll come pick it up. Speaking of the street names, and we're going to go over bank night just a minute. You will have an address this year. You're not going to have campsite 135. You're going to have 135 Butterflies and Fight Lane, or 135 Shamrock Way, or Hagenfire Boulevard, Clearwater Drilling Street, whatever. Those are our 4 sponsors. The cool thing about that is, come bank night, you know where you're going to live. You know where your house is going to be. You'll be able to tell your friends, so they can go over and party with you. And when your guests arrive at Relay Central, they're going to get a flyer that tells them where you live. So when guests come and say, hey, who's cooking hamburgers? That's why we asked you for that activity form. Oh, look, this team's cooking hamburgers and their address is this. And we're going to have street signs so they'll be able to come find you. How cool is that? So anybody who's looking for you after bank night, give them your address and invite them to come to your house. Okay, they have to pay to get in.
That's right.
Not to get into the event, to get to your house. So that's happening. Logistically, that's about it, other than a couple of reminders. Fire extinguishers if you're cooking. If you're frying, don't dump your grease down the drain. There's a grease vat behind on our side of the Civic Center. Electricity wise, everybody has electricity. If you're bringing a camper and you're plugged into a pedestal and we're tripping that breaker, and there are campsites that are trying to run their activities at that breaker, we're going to actually unplug your camper. The priority is the event. Campers are a luxury. So just remember, as we place in your campers, if you can possibly reach to the exterior pole rather than the one closest to where the tent will be better off. We don't typically have a lot of problem with that. The cameras are getting bigger and bigger, and they're 50 amps, they're 30 amps, and you get a camper hooked up to a pedestal and you have a guy frying with an electric fryer, and then you got some lights, you got a problem. So we'll have an electrician on staff until we shut down. But just keep in mind, at the end of the day, we can't resolve it. The camper is going to come unplugged so that we can keep the people in the event going. Bring your own extension cords, bring your own water hoses. Bring a water hose with a, what you call it, the little spigot thing on the end, because once it stays on. So if you don't have a nozzle, if you're gonna run the water the whole time, we'll have to turn it off. So, because once we turn the water on the pedestals, unless it has one of those little two-way valve things, you can't turn the water off. So bring a hose with a nozzle, bring your own, extension cords. Nobody's very far from any of that stuff. Barbecue pits, fryers, that type of thing, it's always a good idea to put something down on the ground under that, just so that we don't leave any big grease stains at the civic center or anything like that. Thing logistically, that's it. Talk about bang night. You should have this with you. So bang night is next Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday, April 22nd. But prior to bang night, get your Luminar forms in your bags. Make sure they're ready to be turned in. Please put them in alphabetical order. That really saves this committee a lot of time. Have that. Team captain meeting is today. That's today. So if you're here, you haven't missed that. And make sure your campsite selection form. We already covered that. Bank night, please. Don't turn in coins. Go to the bank. Let it run through a little machine. Get paper. Get a money order. Get cash. Get a check. Coins are just. We have to deal with them event night. We understand that. We're trying to hook up with some of these little machines that can do the coins. But bank night, there's absolutely no reason for anybody to come and plop down a big old bag of coins. Now when you can do an exchange that out at the bank and you really save some time. Count your money. We're not going to count your money. Take your word for it. Right? This is bank night, right? So count your money. Send it to the bank, they verify it. Rarely ever is there a discrepancy, but sometimes it could be. You need to know what you turned in. Okay?
And it goes by the bank totally.
Yeah,
It's double and triple counted
yeah, the
there.
bank. So more than likely, if it's not right, you mess up. You mess up. So, but count it, so at least you know. Don't come and say, here we go, I think I have. And then you don't have, and it's like, you have no way to know. So, now event night we count. Right? No? No?
sorry,
Yes? No?
what?
Hello?
I didn't hear you.
Event night, we do
Event
count.
night, yes, we
We
count.
do verify and count
Yes.
event night.
Right.
Event night, you're gonna turn your money in at an appointment time, which you will be given at bank night. This serves two purposes. Number one, you don't have to come sit in the civic center for 2 hours waiting to turn your money in that little line down the chair. It's great visiting time, but you're missing everything. So at bank night, you're gonna be assigned a turn-in time, which means if you're 9:15, you show up at the civic center at the bank at 9:15, there's nobody ahead of you. You drop your stuff off, they verify, you go. Now, you can turn in, you don't stop fundraising, you can continue to fundraise, but at least that way the money's in. Another reason for that is we wanna announce our total at midnight. So in order to do that, we have to get all this money in, we don't wanna be chasing it. If you have more money that you want to turn in after the appointment times and the bank's not busy, I don't think we have a problem taking it. Post-event, so event's over, you still have money, what do? I call Becky, I gotta call Bernadette, I gotta find somebody, where do I turn my money in? That's something new this year. The Tuesday and the Wednesday after the event, Tuesday, the 27th, 28th, from 11 to 2, will be here, downstairs in the little room. You can come bring your money that you still have left over from the event. Wednesday, the next day, from 3 to 6, same thing. So you have two opportunities after the event's over, when you've done broke down and you have this money left over that you want to turn in, to come to the library and just get it done. One lunchtime, one evening time.
Please, no staples. We have people that turn in their luminary forms with their check stapled to it. We don't need any money with the forms. The money's together and all the forms are together.
Some people like to be really neat and organized.
Yeah.
So they have a bag and a check and a bag and a $10 bill. It's all stapled.
It's stapled.
And it's just, it just slows everything, and it tears it back up too. So just don't do any of that, just try to keep it all separate. So, bank night, you're gonna get your campsite, you're gonna get your address of where you're gonna be living. If you're participating in the t-shirt contest, you need to bring it that night. I don't know if you get that shirt back or not. I think Bernadette keeps them in her closet
That and we donate them.
or donate them. And then you'll be signed your deposit time. You will also be given your VIP bracelets for anybody in your team that reached that level. You don't have to worry about that. We're gonna have the list of the bracelets. We'll give them to you, give them to your team members. I already covered some of this. Relay Madness prizes turned in at team time of registration in the Relay Central tent. No dollar amount, doesn't matter. Live auction, we talked about that. Food items, we talked about that. Team manners, we talked about that. We talked about vehicles inside the event. The bottom one, where it says things that you might need event night. This is really important. Y'all pay attention to this because we have people that show up and they come in a panic. I need tape. I need rope. I need scissors. You know, and that's one thing. Usually there's somebody around that we go have to loan that to you. Comfortable shoes. Don't come dressed up like you want to dance because you're going to be miserable. Change your clothes if you happen to think you might wind up in the dump tent or in the pie throwing place. Maybe an extra shirt, right? Think about these things. Sunscreen. You're going to be out there in the afternoon. It doesn't get dark till 7:30, 8 o'clock, right? So sunscreen. The chairs. What a novel thought. We don't provide chairs for everybody. We provide chairs for the survivor tent, and we're going to have some special seating for our guests and others as well in front of the stage this year. That's another thing that's new. But we don't provide chairs for everybody's event. These chairs stay kind of where they're at. So bring camping chairs and those types of things. Pens, pencils. If you're doing raffles, you need to write stuff down. People standing in line, if you're doing a raffle, if you've got one ink pen up there and there's 4 people in line, that 5th person probably will go home. They're going to find another raffle to go to. Keep that in mind.
What we do, what everybody at our office will do, because we buy so many raffle tickets ourselves, we started making labels with our names and our phone numbers on it. That way, when we go to another tent, we just stick the label on there.
I like
That
that.
seems to work. It's
So if you
fast.
plan on buying raffle tickets,
And we
purchase some
do.
labels.
We all, I mean, a lot of people at our office will do that. We just make stickers.
So fundraising idea for next year, have a label making station.
We probably did.
I don't want to write my name that many times. What have I missed? The girls are quiet back there. What have I missed?
Luminary bags alphabetically determined.
Talked about that, luminary bags alphabetically, you can buy luminary bags, at event night, if it's a luminary tent, right next to Relay Central. I did, I'm
I
sorry.
just put a Hope Lodge. I don't think you got to that.
Oh,
yet.
thank you. Hope Lodge. You know, you're all aware that we have a Hope
It's on
Lodge
one of
in New
these
Orleans
pieces of paper.
that provides housing for cancer patients and their caregivers during treatment. And it's at no cost to them. For whatever reason, I guess maybe because of the economy, you know, it's tough right now, tough times. They're running short on toiletries. So if you're like me and you go and you travel and you go to hotels and you feel like you need to get your money's worth, so you steal every shampoo and soap that's not open. And the ones that are open, when you bring them home and your wife says, bring it somewhere, I don't know. Bring those either bank night, we'll have a collection depository for that, and event night, probably in Relay Central.
Yes.
We'll have a depository for that. So let everybody know they don't mind bringing your little, nobody's gonna, Hilton ain't gonna come find you. Bring in, they need toiletries, they need soap, shampoo, toothbrushes, if they haven't been opened, I'm not bringing them, I use them. Things like that, they need so that we can keep that going so that they don't have to go and expense that through the Hope Lodge funding. They have enough to pay for it as it is.
And we're gonna continue it after the event, like Christy Sinak with GDC asked me at the last meeting if it's something that they can have ongoing at the school, you know, so please feel free to just keep it ongoing and we'll collect them every so often and bring them, you know, deliver them to the Hope Lodge.
Absolutely, it's an ongoing need. I would also like to encourage anyone who hasn't visited the Hope Lodge to do so. And if you're not sure how to do that, or contact one of us, and we'll put you in touch with the people over there, so you know what time to go, or we'll go with you. And just take a tour. It's a phenomenal place. It really is. And there's a lot of healing that goes on at the Hope Lodge that's disconnected completely from the hospital. hospital care for physical needs. The Hope Lodge really helps people from a spiritual healing and an internal healing. And where this takes place at, if you've never been there, is downstairs there's a kitchen. There's always coffee, right? And then there's also a little patio, screened patio. There's nothing like going there, 2:00 in the morning, going downstairs, you can't sleep, and you sit there, and you think you're alone. You're the only person going through this. How can anything get any worse for me? If someone comes and sit with you, and you hear their story, and you realize I'm not alone, that we're all in this together. So there's a lot of really good things that happen at the Hope Lodge outside of anybody contributing how much we give. We need to support that. It's where a lot of our money goes to raise this event. All right.
It's a big help to the person who's coming with you for treatment.
Yeah.
When you go, so it's for the patient, but it also helps the caregiver.
Oh, and that was really my point. The patient's getting taken care of, so
You
that
know, and I
caregiver.
think it gives the caregivers a chance to speak to other people
That's
who are just going through the same thing.
same thing, or maybe even worse.
And you think sometimes you just don't find, nobody else understands. Then you go and you meet these people who you are.
They're on the same journey.
Understand.
They're on the same journey.
And it is, I mean, that's what it means.
Okay, let's do some door prizes. While we're doing door prizes, I really want you to think if there's anything, before we do door prizes, I did forget this at the lunch meeting. Anybody got fundraising going on right now that they want to talk about?
Okay, this Saturday, I think we're gonna post it on, but, our plan for Relay was to bring the Frozen Castle to Relay. It's just that Vanderbilt's prom is the same weekend and our princesses were on the prom. So this weekend at Kids Club, it's $15 a head. We have 2 different sessions. She does this, normally, that's part of her play debut. We will have, Elsa and Anna and Mickey and, a few other princesses, there for like kids who want to come and have their playtime with their princess. And so it's $15 for anybody. It costs $15 to get in because we have a limited amount of space. So we do have 2 sessions, and that is going on this weekend at Kids Club, which is by Jimmy John's, right on the side of Jimmy John's.
And we're gonna get that posted on the website.
So, and of course, they're there taking donations and, it's, raising money, and the kids and all, of course, love our Frozen princesses. If you have kids, you know who the Frozen.
We'll show you after the meeting.
Who else had fun?
We'll show him after the meeting. We'll educate you.
The first prize is the fishing trip and the second prize is the fishing trip, and then we have other prizes.
So first and second, both fishing trips. I got 50% shot at that.
We have a raffle, we're getting tickets printed up, we'll have them at Relay Night, 2 nights stay at my sister's condo in Gulf Shores. It's
Woohoo.
up to 12 people, 3 bed, 3 bath, really nice family vacation,
Like it.
$5 a ticket, so.
Right.
You can't have it the third weekend, maybe.
We have a lot of butterflies. We also have turtlenecks that we got. It is $55. It comes with the lock, which worked out great because you're not running all over the place. It's right behind your campsite.
Yes.
For your own personal use, nobody's in and out, and that was a pretty big hit last year.
If you rent a turtleette from her, logistics will deliver it behind your tent. She'll coordinate collecting and getting the lock for you. But we will put it behind the tent, and it was awesome, because we can only put out so much. I mean, the Civic Center has rooms, and then we have the toilets and wash stations that we put out. But if you're interested, get in touch with Christy and book you a toilet, almost like.
It's just nice because you're not running back and forth to the city.
Right.
Just a few minutes, you go right there, and, because at the end of the night.
$55.
And I think it's well worth it.
Who else has fundraising?
We have raffle tickets, $1 a piece or 6 for $5. Our top prize is a barbecue pit and an iPad mini and a 2-hour limo ride, $100 Lowe's gift card, $100 Soul's gift card, $100 Copeland's gift card, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So anybody wants to buy some.
All right, who else? Who else has something going on? I know everybody's getting ready for the event night, and that's when you big, fundraising and stuff like that.
I want to invite all of y'all to take those posters, those signs that are made. They can go up in your businesses, or if you know somebody who has a business, a convenience store. We want to kind of put those out in the community for the next week, just to announce the event coming up. And then, of course, MJ and them are going to be putting out the banners and all that around town. So
We have 2 brand new teams here tonight too,
We do, I know one.
right next to the one that you knew.
Okay, so what's the name of your team?
Badass girls.
AZ.
kicking cancer's butt.
All right, awesome. Well, welcome aboard. Thank you. And
St. Paul Baptist.
St. Paul Baptist Church.
We're
Welcome
gonna do the
aboard.
cupcake fundraiser.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much. It's never too late to get involved. You may get access the next week and a half. Wow, relay, what can I do? Join my team? Start a team. It's never too late. And always remember, there is no such thing as a not so good team. Every team is great. Every dollar that's raised by a new team or a small team is $1 more than we had last year. So never, and look, the support from the committee, we have our email address, we have our phone numbers. On that email all day long, I try to respond relatively quickly to any questions. Can't answer, I refer to Bernadette, and she'll chase down the answer.
I'll send it to Becky. It works.
Please don't think that just because it's our last team cap meeting, it's too late to come up with something pretty creative. I mean, I keep changing the game plan every day, so. All right, we're gonna give up, I'm sorry.
If we happen to book up all our spaces for Saturday, we would continue to do it like throughout the summer.
Yeah, just remember, y'all can raise money
Because
after the
it's
event.
limited, it's, because we do have a limited amount of people, I mean, you can't, fire person, if you put in the bill.
And that's a
We
good
would
point.
continue to do it.
You
like-
can fundraise a post-event. There's 2 things. There's a relay season that we're in now that's kind of fall to spring, and then there's a calendar year. So we raise money. We look at ourselves as an event. We want to know what we did through our event night and shortly thereafter. But ACS also takes in what we take the rest of the year, and they grade us on a calendar year. So all the money we raised in the fall of last year, they looked at it in the calendar, it still goes towards how we think in our event, right? So, okay, we're going to give door prizes, and then I have a real short presentation to close us out tonight. She didn't, what you told me, she didn't print it up?
Right. Or we had so many people at all 3 meetings today, I'm one short.
All right, the last 3 numbers, 6, 4, 8. Get back. There you go, new team got prize.
This is the one y'all wanted to steal from me, right?
6, 5, 1.
Yeah.
Right here.
Mason, what?
See what happens when you come to both meetings? You get prizes. Not a guarantee. Don't hold it up. 6, 4, 3. There you go. So let me know when we get
Oh, wait, it's given it to Glenn?
Yeah, it's got 2 more.
It's got 2 more than
6, 3, 8.
Back
Okay.
row.
6, 4, 6. That's,
Oh, she needs a bank bag.
see that?
She needs a bank bag, well, I tell you what, Mason, you trade. I
6, 4, 0. There we go. How many you got left, Bernadette?
4, because 2 plus 2 is 4, I got this. 2 in each hand.
From an ex-school teacher.
Yes,
6, 4, 9. Yep.
Now I have 3 left.
6, 4, 2. How many you got left now?
2, 1 in each hand.
6, 4, 7. Right here.
I knew it wasn't gonna be close to where I was standing.
I'm sorry.
And the last and final
That's what I
prize for
remember.
tonight is 6, 5, 7. There we go.
You can put all your best fibers in storage.
All right.
Oh, you want thank you.
All right, while we were giving out those door prizes, did anybody come up with a question? All right, yes, ma'am.
The banners, do they have to be a certain size, just whatever?
Whatever y'all are comfortable walking around with, decorate them, just put your name, plain, whatever you feel like, you want stretches, you know,
We
whatever.
can do whatever we want to do, there's nothing specific.
Yeah. Something I did want to tell you, you know, I do forget quite a bit. You know, every year we present the colors at our opening ceremony. It's something I want you to kind of keep an eye out for this year that we're going to do special. Is our color guard typically would start in the center and just come straight out to the stage and present colors and we're going to grand plan. This year, they're going to actually start in the breezeway under the center, and they're going to come through Relay Central, out onto the track, and then to the stage and present colors. And we have a special little thing that's going on with them that I'm going to tell you about. So, opening ceremony, I really want you guys to try to pay attention. All right, so I've had this up most of the night, and I think most of you probably have read a good bit of it. We know the effect that cancer has on our lives, on our loved ones, on ourselves. And we know how powerful cancer can be as a disease. And that's why we're here tonight fighting so hard to make sure that we put an end to it. We're making headway. We're getting there. You've heard me tell you before the things that give us hope. We'll talk a little bit about hope in a minute. But if you read this, there's some things that cancer cannot do. Cannot. Eat away at your peace. You can't grow your faith. It won't silence your courage because we were allowed to move around, right? You can't reduce eternal life and faith in your spirit. There's a lot of things that cancer cannot do as long as we don't allow it to do so. Okay. And one of the things that we do through our efforts that I think is the most important thing that we do is we provide hope. We provide hope that should you ever hear the words that you have cancer, that you can survive. 100 years ago, ACS was formed. I told you this before. 1 in 10 people survive cancer. It was a word we didn't talk about. It was a hush-hush. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Now we say it loud and clear to make sure people understand that it's preventable, lifestyle changes, early detection, but also it's curable. Because today, 2 out of 3 people are surviving cancer, not 1 out of 10 anymore. And what do? We provide hope. That's all we can do. If I drew a line on this in front of this thing, and I had all the cancer survivors that were available in this room on this side. And I said, anybody who's been a cancer survivor for less than a year, I'd like you to walk over here with me. And then I said, anybody 1 to 2 years, come see me. 5 years, come see me. And I took all these cancer survivors. And I said, now turn around and look. When they looked across the other side of the line and they saw the cancer survivors that have been surviving cancer for 15, 20, 30, 40 years, that's hope. That's true hope. That's all we can provide. Everything we do, every fight we fight is about hope in finishing this disease. And what I want to show you is this is a survivor that stayed at Hope Live. I read this and it made more sense than probably a lot of the other sayings that you see me put up there. People say you only live once, but really, you only die once. You live every day. Thank y'all for coming. We'll see y'all again tonight.
Thank y'all. If y'all need anything, fine.